I'm recording. Okay. All right. Last call for the year. And we are going to talk about goals because we need to, and y'all need to set them. Although I know some of your immediate goals, I don't know your long-term for the year goals, but I wanted to talk about a few things. I'm reading a book that's not really about goal setting necessarily, although it's really good. And I just read not Miracle Morning. I want to read that. Shoot, what was it? It's still sitting over there. Kimberly's reading it. What's it called? Dang it. Sorry. Hold, please. The 12-week year. That is about goal setting. And the book that I'm reading now, I'm going to read you a couple excerpts from it, but it's really, really good. And I felt like it really shed a lot of light on kind of why we don't achieve the goals that we set, and what's the point in setting them if you're not going to achieve them, right? Okay, so first things first is if you don't set goals that are I'm going to say slightly out of reach, but slightly out of reach, you don't succeed. And something that this book talks about is that there's an inordinate amount of success available to everyone, to anyone. Success isn't limited. It's not limited to the number of people that can have success. It's not limited to the level of your success, but you can limit your success, okay? So you need to set your goals so that they're slightly out of reach, and you're aware that they're slightly out of reach. So, like, I know that probably, I would assume by March, somewhere around there, our team is going to go 3-star. So it would be dumb of me to set my goal for 2017 to hit 3-star. That would be bad. That would be limiting myself and oh, hey, Lizzie, and my ability to succeed, okay? And I don't want to do that. I think that's dumb, and it's just not productive, right? So there's, just because there's other Beachbody coaches who are having success, and there's other Beachbody coaches that are at your level that are having success, it doesn't mean that you can't have that success too. It doesn't mean that at all. It doesn't mean that there's too many coaches or anything like that. You have complete control over how much success you have. So that's the first thing, is set your goals so that they're slightly out of reach. Your goals should mirror your mission, vision, whatever you want to call it, your mission or vision. And the goals are what propel you towards that mission, vision. So your mission and vision likely won't change a whole lot over the next couple years. Maybe it will, but it likely won't. Your goals will change constantly. But your mission and vision is sort of central to how you decide what your goals are going to be and how you're going to reach them. And so it's super, super important for you guys to kind of figure out what is your mission or vision, or whatever you want to call it. I think they're kind of the same thing. Figure that out before you set your goals. Like, what is your mission and vision? Is it financial security? Is it to be able to send your kids to college without taking loans? Whatever it is it just to be happier, to spend more time with your spouse? And it doesn't all have to be Beachbody related. This could kind of just be your mission, vision for, my mission is it's not, I wouldn't say generic, but it's pretty, it encompasses all parts of my life. So financial, family, faith, it covers health. It covers all of that in my vision statement, mission, whatever you want to call it. And I think that's really important to have that, because your goals kind of point you back towards your mission. And if they're not goals you need to set. Does that make sense? So you can't check yourself on those goals if you don't have a mission and vision. You need to have that first, and then you can you can always kind of orient yourself towards that mission and vision and make sure that your goals are pushing you towards that. Okay. So I said, before setting your goals, set your mission and vision. That is first. I may have let my dog out and not let him back in. I may have to let him back in. Molly, can you let Fozzie in? Thank you. Make your goals big, but not unreachable. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example. So my goal, which I think to me, this sounds huge, and I want you guys to react if you think it's huge or not too. I want to be 5-star by the end of 2017. Does that seem like a big goal? You know, what? Is he out there? Interesting. So I think that's a pretty big goal. Is it unreachable? Maybe he's not out there, honey. I don't know. I thought I put him out. No, I don't think it is. Is it going to be hard to get there? Absolutely. Absolutely, it's going to be hard to get there. And is it gonna stretch me out of my comfort zone? Yeah, it is. Is it going to cause me to have to reevaluate my goals all the time? Absolutely, it is. And if I just go, okay, I want to reach 5-star by 2017, and that's all I say, then I'm in trouble. Because here's the next part you have to do. You have to set action steps to reach your goals, okay? So you start doing that by breaking your goals down into sort of a quarterly measurement, okay? So my first quarter measurement would be to hit 2-star. And so that's my goal. Now I have to back into that. I have to back in what are my actions that are going to allow me to get there. Okay. So you're going to write your goals down for 2017. And then the first thing you're going to do is write down your first quarter goals. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take those goals and go over each one of them and figure out what action steps you can put in there that are going to help you get to those goals. Okay. So, that's super important. If you are confused on the Beachbody side, now your goals can be Beachbody, they can be health, they can be family, faith, all of the above. I can certainly help you with your Beachbody action steps. The other stuff you might have to ask your, various peoples. But I can certainly help you if you're like, okay, well, I really want to go diamond. What are my action steps? I'm happy to help with that because I know those action steps. So I can help you sort of, what do they call that? Reverse engineer your goals by putting in action steps that help you to reach those goals. It's super, super important because without action steps, your goals are not reachable, period. And anybody will tell you that. I wanted to read something to you guys that I forgot to read kind of towards the beginning. It's a paragraph. Excuse me while I read. Okay. I believe, this is not me, I'm reading this. I believe that one of the major reasons why people don't stick to their goals and fail to accomplish them is because they fail to set them high enough from the beginning. I read many books on goal setting and have even been to seminars on the topic, and I constantly see people set goals, then either never get started or bail on them. Frequently and regularly, most of us have been warned against setting our goals too high. The reality is that if you start small, you're probably going to go small. People's failure to think big enough usually means they will never act big enough, often enough, or persistently enough. After all, who gets excited about so-called realistic goals? And who can stay excited about anything with an, at best, average payoff? This is why people begin to bail on projects when they experience any kind of resistance. Their goals are not big enough. To maintain your enthusiasm, you have to make your goals substantial enough that they will keep your attention. Average and realistic goals are almost always a letdown to the person setting them, who is then unable to fuel his or her goals with the actions necessary. It's good stuff, huh? It's such a good book. I could read the whole thing to you and you'd be like, oh, the whole time because it's so good. Okay. Okay, I'm going to say this, and it's kind of tough love a little bit, but I think that it will help you, and I think it'll help you kind of give yourself an idea of where your year is going to go. Okay, so you're going to set these goals that are realistic but big, that are out of your reach, and that you're excited about, okay? And then first quarter, yes ma'am. The first quarter, you're going to write down your first quarter goals and then your action steps. And then at the end of that quarter, you're going to go back and you're going to look at them and you're going to say, did I do this or did I not? Or maybe even in the middle of it, maybe in beginning of February or middle of February, you kind of check in with yourself and go, am I doing this or am I not doing this? Okay. The object is not to change your goal. The object is to increase your actions towards that goal. Change your action steps so you can still reach that goal, but do not change your goal, okay? You guys have a goal, you need to stick to the goal, all right? And you need to do that by increasing your action towards that goal. So what you're doing, if you're doing it, you do it for 6 weeks and you're like, gosh, I'm just really not that much closer than I was before. What's going on? Well, you're not doing enough. And you need to change the action steps, or you need to increase the action that you're doing. You need to go big. And it doesn't necessarily equate to more time. It just means using your time more wisely, I think. Not always. Sometimes it does. All right. So let's see. I did talk about that. Okay. I like this. So this is something that I've been, I've actually read this in 3 different books recently, in 3 completely different sort of, I don't know, venues. They're unrelated, but it's just interesting because it keeps coming up. And then it came up with somebody that I know too, and I was like, oh my gosh, this person needs to hear this. I would never say that to them because it would sound accusatory towards them, but I know you guys won't hear this that way. But do not, take responsibility for what happens. And this is something I talk to you about with Mason all the time, my 16-year-old son. Take responsibility for your actions. Don't lay blame on other people for things that are happening in your life, okay? Because you can't control what other people do, period. And if you are not achieving what you want to achieve and you turn around and start blaming others for your lack of success, that's a huge problem for you because you can't fix that. So instead of blaming others for your lack of success, your whatever, your husband's holding you back, your upline's not supportive enough, your blah, 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 whatever it is, no, take responsibility for what's happening, period. Don't have a victim mentality towards any of this. You need to have a responsible mentality towards everything. So when something doesn't go the way that you want it to go, take responsibility for it. So let me give you an example. So I'm 2 weeks into a 4-week qualification. 2 weeks into a 6-week qualification for 1-star diamond. Okay. And one of my emeralds on one of my sides is going to go inactive. And it's an account that I control, actually. And the reason why that person is going inactive is because their order is not going to ship until like the 20th instead of shipping on the 2nd or whatever. And they're going to be out of pocket for a useful coach for me. But it's okay because I have another emerald there, and she's pretty dang stable. She knows who she is. But you know, instead of blaming her, you know, the person who's about to go inactive, I'm going to take responsibility for it. And I messaged my coach, that's an emerald on that side, and I said, girlfriend, I'm taking responsibility. You need to not drop your rank, you know, but instead of blaming that person for causing me a problem, I'm just taking responsibility for it. And so I tell my son this all the time, like he had a teacher that wouldn't grade a paper for him, and it was keeping his Spanish grade at an 89.8. And had she graded that paper, because he did a really good job on it, and it would give him an A in the class. And he's just angry at her. It's her fault. It's her problem. I'm like, that's really not. It's your problem. And you need to take care of it. You need to take the bull by the horns and fix it. And he's like, well, that means I'm going to have to redo it. And I'm like, well, do you want the A? And he said, yeah. And I said, then go do it. Redo it. Do the work. And that's the concept behind it, is take responsibility for what's going on instead of trying to blame people for things that are happening in your life. And so there's another piece of awesome wisdom from this book.
What is that, Kim?
I'm not telling you. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
So awesome. I think I'm going to have to listen to it too. I'm reading it, but I think I'm going to listen to it. I'm also listening to, I'll just throw this out. I'm listening to also another really good book that's not personal development per se, but it's very inspirational, and it's about dreaming big and reaching big goals, even though your goals might seem stupid or even goofy or weird. And it's called Shoe Dog. It's by the guy it's the Nike guy. I can't remember his last name right now, but the guy it's his memoir basically, and how he went from having this idea of in the 60s of making running shoes to what Nike is today. And you got to know that people in the 60s were like, that's the stupidest idea I've ever heard. So it's really good. But anyway, so let me read this piece to you because it's really good. So the title of the chapter is Assume Control for Everything. And then it says, I was going to call this chapter Don't Be a Little Bitch, but decided to back off a little bit so as not to offend anyone. I've been trying to work at this title since I published my last book, If You're Not First, You're Last, which I also want to read. I still love the title and have been dying to work it in somewhere. I thought it would be perfect for this chapter since the purpose here is to discuss the idea that crybabies, whiners, and victims just don't do well at attracting or creating success. It's not even that they aren't capable. It's just that people who typically succeed are required to take big actions, and it's impossible to take big actions if you don't take responsibility. It is equally impossible to do something positive when you're spending your time making excuses. Bam. I love that. I read that like 4 times. I was like, dang, that's really good. Dang, that's really good. Because I don't think I have a victim mentality, but I find myself blaming other people for things sometimes that when I think about it and I go, wait, what if I would take responsibility for this and fix it myself? Then I do, and everything's fine. And then I can dream big and I can take big action because I'm not becoming a victim. So I really, really like that. That's kind of, I don't have a whole lot more to say on that, except for that if you dream big and you work at it and you are constantly rewriting your goals, every quarter you're rewriting, revisiting, looking at the action steps that you're going to take to achieve those goals, you're going to achieve a ton over the course of the year. But if you write your goals and you put them on your desk and you look at them every day, okay? But you don't work on your goals. You don't do the action steps. You don't write these things down. You're going to not do what you want to do. I mean, you're just not. I went through a period of time over the summer where I was blaming a particular person for my lack of success in this business. I spent 3 months doing that, okay? And let me tell you that at the end of that 3 months, when I resolved the problem, I realized how much time I had spent whining and making excuses for my lack of success and blaming this person for holding me back. And as soon as I fixed the problem, which I took the bull by the horns and fixed it myself, and took responsibility for it, fixed it myself, and then started to move forward. First of all, I realized how much ground I had lost in my business. And it took me, a good 6 weeks to rebuild what I had lost in the course of about 10 weeks, I guess. It was a lot of time and a lot of momentum that I had lost whining and complaining and making excuses. It did nothing good for me and did nothing good for the other person either. The minute I turned it around, hit the ground running again, I felt like I was a brand new coach again. Everything was exciting. I was able to do the things I wanted to do. I was able to do them in the time that I wanted to do them. So you guys, don't waste your time complaining and whining and making excuses and blaming other people. Just get to work. Put your head down. Get to work. Do the action steps, write the action steps down, go back, look over your goals on a regular basis. And, you found a good article? Okay, I have to look that up. And just do the thing. I mean, that's it. Oh, good. Okay. That's it. That's all I wanted to say about goals. Do you guys have any questions about goals? Because I want to talk about the health bet just a little bit before we get cut off, since I'm too cheap to get the real version. Any questions? Does anybody have their goals written yet for 2017? You have 2 goals? You want to be 2-star? Sure. Okay.
No, actually, Lizzie and I are running a group together, and sometimes you actually have to comment, to get some stuff going, and it was kind of scary writing, just even typing down, a couple of things, because I realized that just like in the process of writing those down, even just for a group post, that it forced me to actually have to go bigger. So, one goal I have is to improve my time in a half marathon in the summer.
Nice.
But had talked to me about doing the full marathon in Portland, and we ran together an event recently and did pretty well, together. And so I realized that I actually need to shoot for the marathon. Yeah. And then, I do have a short-term goal of hitting diamond, but that isn't my goal for 2017. So.
Okay. And that's good. But that's good because like the marathon goal, even if you just do I couldn't even run a half marathon if my life depended on it. But even if you just do a half marathon, if you have the goal of running the marathon, your actions are going to propel you towards that, and you're going to just blow the half marathon out of the water. And it's
that's the idea.
And
so, even if I don't get 1 star by the end of the year, I'll be better than diamond. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I have to shoot for 1 star.
I love it. Yep. That's it. That's the mentality right there. That's it. And, yeah, I mean, that's it. Plain and simple. It's a very, yeah. So, and it's not, yeah. Okay. I want you guys to write your goals, and I want, you don't have to share them necessarily word for word, but if you want to write them down, and at least on our next team call, kind of hold up the paper that has your goals on them so that we can all see that you have them. I don't really, if you want to share them, that's fine. Kimberly just shared hers, 2 of them at least. And then I shared one of mine, but I have a lot more. But I want y'all to hold up a piece of paper that shows us all that you've written your goals, that they're there, and that you have them, because I think it's really, really important. And then, maybe we'll do a quarterly check-in and see how we're doing at the end of each quarter. And then if you guys need one-on-one help, I'm absolutely here for you to discuss those goals and those action steps to get you towards them. All right, I'm going to give you one last moment to ask Heather. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any recommendations for anybody who's redone the video on Team Cycle bonus other than Ding Dong Michael?
Yeah, there's a really good one. Lindsay Matway has a really good one on Team Cycle bonus. Is that what you're talking about, Team Cycle bonus? Yes, Coach Caleb. It's like 3 minutes long. Caleb has one that's really short too. It's like 3 minutes long, and it is extremely easy to understand.
Okay.
So if you Google Caleb Thomas or Coach Caleb Team Cycle bonus or Cycle bonus, you'll probably find it. And his is short, and it's really easy to understand. Lindsay Matway does one. I think it's about 18 minutes, and it goes into more detail, but it makes a lot of sense too.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's good too. Anything else before we talk about the health bet real quick? No? Okay. So first of all, Heather has set up our health bet group. And if you want to be in it and you're not, Kimberly's in it, I'm in it, I think Lizzie's in it, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. And Stacy, if you want to be in it, you need to send Heather your email address that you use for your Beachbody account. And then if you want to add coaches to it, you need to be an admin. So you need to let us know that, or you can tell us and we can send the email out. But Kimberly, Heather, and I will do the content for the group. We'll each probably do 30 days. So we'll each do 10 days. of content for the group, and then you guys can add coaches into it and just kind of sit back and enjoy it. So that's what's going on there. So thank you, Heather, for doing that and taking that on and figuring out why it wasn't working yesterday.
Hey, Heather, you said it starting on the 9th, but Kim, didn't you want that to start earlier?
That's something I wanted to talk about. We can start it on the 9th, that's fine. But I was thinking we would do like a week, sort of pre-week. It starts on the 2nd.
Okay.
Can you change the date? I don't know. Go in and look, see if you can. Change the date. I think you can. You know, I know you can because Kimberly changed it when we did it last time. Right? Yeah. Yeah. So I think it'll be good. And I think what we'll do on those pre-days is, you know, maybe we can each take 2 days on the pre-days. Maybe we'll have it start on the 3rd, and we can each take 2 days. But really what I want to do with those pre-days is explain how the health bet works. Explain it in extreme detail, that you have to not only drink 5 Shakeologies, but that you have to have a selfie and you have to put it in the group. Okay. And that you don't post it public to the group except for maybe on Saturdays. I think maybe Kimberly said that. I thought that was a good idea because, my gosh, I have about 25 people that I'm putting in there. And if, just for example, if we each put 25 in there, we'd have 125 people posting frickin' Shakeology selfies every day. So we'll just explain to them and maybe do with screenshots or something. I don't know how you can do it on the app, but kind of figure out a way to explain, this is how you do it. This is what you post. You just post it, but you don't post it publicly. If you want to post a sweaty selfie every once in a while, please do that. But every Saturday, you're more than welcome to post your Shakeology selfie, make it cute. So something like that. All right, but what I really wanted to talk about with the health bet, and we only have 8 minutes left, is how to sort of invite to it, okay? So you want to message people. I've been doing it by personal message. I have not really put anything on my Facebook page. I've been doing it all by personal message. Where do I get the people to message from? I'm starting with my customer list from Beachbody in the back office, the people who have already purchased something, because chances are they're likely to purchase something again or continue to get their Shakeology. So it helps with your continuity, and then it helps, like, you might remember, oh my gosh, that was my first customer 2 years ago, year and a half ago. Where'd they go? And then you can start that discussion with them again, something like that. But anyway, I'm going through my customer list and I'm messaging about 15 to 20 people per night. And then generally about 2 to 5 people will respond back to me, which is not bad. It's a quarter of it. And I have a 500 person customer list. If I have a quarter of those people come back to me, that would be awesome. It's not going to be that many, but I'd be shocked if it was 10%. But anyway, that's what I'm doing with that. You have your own list of people who are not customers yet. That's a great group of people to be messaging right now about the health bet. And then people who've been in your free groups before, who haven't purchased anything, they should be on your list anyway, but those are other people. And then you can I have done a live video about the health bet. I did it before Christmas and ended up getting 2 challenge pack sales out of that. So that's not a bad thing. And then, clearly you can talk about the new challenge pack and all those good, and y'all have been doing that. So already, so you can continue to do that too. And I think my little message is really short. It's like this long on Facebook. That really doesn't tell you anything. It's like 3 sentences. I can read it to you if you want me to. Do you want me to read it to you? What I'm saying in my messages? Hold on. I don't want to share my screen with you. I'll just read it. All right, let's see. Here we go. Let's do this one. All right. So this one went to a person who's a customer but hasn't been doing very much. But it's basically the same thing as I'm sending everybody. It says, hey, I want to let you know that we have the Beachbody Health Bet starting up again in January. In this, you get paid, yes, paid, to do 3 workouts a week and drink Shakeology 5 days a week, logging in an app. In that app, we provide motivation, accountability. All you have to do is show up. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Let me know if you'd like more information, and we can chat to see if it's a good fit for you. That's it. Very simple, very to the point, very descriptive, you know, kind of so that they don't go into, I think last time, we didn't know much about it, so it was hard for us to accurately portray what we were getting ourselves and our customers into. Now we know what it's about, and I think that was one of the parts where I felt I fell a little flat, was explaining the requirements to be in the money. So then people say, yeah, I want more information. Then I explain that it's on an app, you need to have Shakeology, you need to have a workout plan, and in order to stay in the running for the money, you have to log 3 workouts a week and 5 Shakeologies a week with a selfie. That's it. And then people say, oh my gosh, yeah, I want to do that. You know, let me grab another bag of Shakeology. I haven't done Shakeology in a year. There's that happening. And then, or people that haven't bought anything yet, and they can say, yeah, this is a great time for me to do this. And then, you know, that's a good intro into an opportunity to talk to people about challenge packs. So just wanted to kind of give you guys an idea about what I'm doing with that. Yes.
When are we going to talk about the content? Should we get a Google document going of what we want to post when and who's doing what?
No, the way we did it last time worked really well. We just do 10 days, 10 days, 10 days. Like Kimberly will do the first 10, I'll do the second 10, you'll do the third 10. It doesn't really matter. If you want to do the first, it doesn't matter. Just somebody needs to take charge and say, here's who's doing the first 10, here's doing the second 10, here's doing the third 10. And you upload your content whenever the heck you want to, and it automatically posts.
What kind of content?
Just what you would put in your challenge groups. So, but very tame. So no, you know, just no pictures with weird things on them, no cuss words in the posts, you know, just super, super tame, because we're going to have a very mixed group of people in here. So I basically use the same content from my challenge groups. Like I think last time I took 10 days out of a challenge group that I used 6 months ago, and just used that exact same content. And then
there's a lot of stock content in there that you can get to the guides, you know, for the mixed challenge group. So I pulled a lot from that.
Oh my gosh, do you know about that?
No.
In the portal, in the coach portal.
So there's 2 places you can find that, but one of them is in the challenge tracker portal. There's already content in there. Go fiddle around with that. But the other place you can find content is in the back office. Have you seen that?
No.
How about that? Okay, I'll share my screen and show you real quick in the last 2 minutes. Okay, so here we are. Sorry, I was about to check my volume when you guys clicked on. Go quick, computer. Sheesh. Okay. Coach Online Office. Okay. We're gonna run out of time. Let's see. So Coach Online Office, and then low. Okay. Sales and marketing, right? Very slow. My computer does not like doing things while Zoom is on. Could indicate that I need a new computer. Challenge group tools. Click. Challenge group guides. See that?
Yep.
View all challenge. I cannot believe you did not know about this. View all challenge group guides. You're going to die when you see this. Every challenge group guide since the beginning of Beachbody challenge groups.
What the heck?
I know. It's a wealth of knowledge. Okay, so it'll take a while to load up. Let me find a short one. 21-day fix. So you click on challenge group guide. It brings up a PDF. Most of the time. Sometimes it's not. But here's your 21 day. Here's your guide. and it's all the content you could ever want. I don't typically, and Kimberly probably doesn't do this either, I don't typically take it word for word. I just have it give me ideas for things that I want to post. And then I generally use my own pictures. Like I'll go find a different picture that I like. But here you go. Look, here's a video.
And I like searching too for specific topics. Like, I know what my kind of go-to stuff is. And so sometimes if I need something, to help, like, especially with nutrition, then I'll, go to the guides to search specifically for that topic.
Okay.
So here, look. So here's, would you rather be sore or sorry tomorrow? The only bad workouts one ever happened. I don't typically put these success stories in there, but Shakeology recipes. It has motivation, recipes, fitness, again, success stories. But anyway, there's years